Tiana Brownen, and I was a Fulbright English Teaching Assistant in Bulgaria for the past 2 years. I got to work in 2 separate cities, so during my first year, I worked in Vidin, and during my second year, I worked in Sofia. Both were very different cities, but really wonderful, and the people were so nice and so welcoming to me that it made it feel like it was home. So now that I am back home in the US, I really miss Bulgaria and I miss the people, especially people like yourself, my students. I loved working with the young people in Bulgaria because you all are so creative, you are so willing to learn and try new things. I had great conversations with all of my students and I had so much fun just getting to know them and to learn from them as well. So today, during this video, I hope that we can learn new things and I hope that we also can have some fun. So I'm going to teach you how to make brownies. Brownies are a typical American dessert. They're very simple, so you can find them pretty much anywhere, and people try to make them fancy by adding different ingredients. But today we're just going to work with a very simple brownie recipe, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that it is something that you enjoy making with your family. So we're in the kitchen, which is where I hope you are. And what you need to do first in order to make your brownies is to gather all of your ingredients so that you can see them and have them all in one place and that they are ready for when you need them. I'm going to put the ingredients on the screen for you to see, but I'm also going to tell you what you will need. So you're going to need sugar, you're going to need butter, you're going to need 1 chocolate bar. You should probably make it the dark chocolate because it will taste better. You also need flour, cocoa powder, eggs, salt, a package of vanilla powder, and also some oil. All right, let's get started. Now that you have your ingredients, you need a few different dishes that you will be using to mix and then also to bake your brownies. So you need 1 bowl. This is the bowl that I will use. And then you need 1 dish to bake the brownies in. So you can use this size, this is bigger, or you can use a smaller pan. It won't change anything about the brownies. It will just make them bigger. So if you want a bigger brownie, use this pan. And if you want a smaller brownie, use the bigger pan. All right, the next thing you need to do before making your brownies is that if you have long hair, you need to tie it up. So I'll be back. And we're back. So now that your hair is pulled back, if you needed to do that, before we start making the brownies, we need to do one other important step. Wash our hands. First step when making your brownies is the oven. The oven is important. You want to turn your oven on so that it is ready when you put your brownies in. So you want to put the oven on 175 degrees Celsius. Now that the oven is running, you need to take your pan and put some oil on it. And I take just a little bit. I don't measure. I just want a little so that it covers my pan. And if I don't get enough, I just put more. And I take a paper towel and I rub it around. So now your pan is oiled. Ready for the next step? With your butter, I'm going to use this, but you can use whatever butter you want. But you need 118 milliliters. Put it in a bowl that you can heat, and you want to just make sure that it is melted. So my butter is now melted. as you can see. And what I'm going to do is take the bowl that I'm mixing everything in, pour the butter inside the bowl, okay? So now that the butter is in the bowl, I'm gonna set it to the side, and I need the next ingredient. You need to get your sugar, and you need 237 milliliters of sugar. And I'm going to pour it into my butter and mix it. So once you have finished mixing, it should look like this. You're ready for the next step. So you want to take 2 eggs, 2, and you want to crack them and mix them into the butter and sugar. Once the egg is mixed in, it turns very yellow, and what you need to do next is add the vanilla. So I normally just take 1 package of vanilla sugar and I dump the whole thing into the mixture. The next step is simply taking a chocolate bar. You just need 1 bar. And what you're going to do is you're going to open the package and put it in a bowl that you can microwave or put on the stove so that it melts. Once you have it melted, it should look something like this. Take your chocolate and take your original bowl, and you want to add the chocolate to it. And you need to get ready for the next step, which is going to be taking your flour and your salt and your cocoa powder and mixing it. So you need a separate bowl. You need 177 milliliters of flour. So you have your flour and you dump it into the bowl. And now you need to add your cocoa powder. Once you have your cocoa powder, you pour it in to the flour. So you need 2.5 milliliters of salt. So very small amount. And once you have your salt, you just pour it into this mixture. So I have my salt and I just sprinkle it in and I mix it. So now you should have 2 separate bowls. You should have 1 bowl that has your flour and your cocoa powder and your salt. And you should have your other bowl that is your eggs, vanilla, sugar, butter, chocolate. I always take my flour bowl and I dump it into the bowl that has your chocolate. Once you get the chocolate in here, I mix it. So start mixing. Eventually, your mixture should look like this. So now you're going to take the mixture and pour it into your pan. And then you want to put it in the oven. It is to bake for 30 minutes, but you need to check it because sometimes depending on the oven, they can cook faster or slower. And you will know if a brownie is done if the sides of the brownie crackle, so they have cracks in the side. So that's how you make brownies. It's a pretty simple recipe to follow. I hope that it was understandable. I hope that you were able to follow the directions clearly and that they tasted great, because that's the most important part. Even if somehow the steps get messed up, the end result, the taste, is the most important. So I hope you liked them. I hope your family enjoyed them. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to make brownies with me, and also wish you a wonderful rest of your summer.